everybody, welcome to the Vitruvian Live. Today is Monday, July 19th, 2021, and I had some time, so I decided to record a new episode. So first of all, how are you doing? How is your world? How is your life? In case if you're wondering, as I live in Belgium, we had some floods here, some serious floods, which we're not used to, honestly, but it was not in the part of Belgium where I live, so I barely saw any rain, so that's a little bit strange. But man, in those other areas, they have been hit hard in Belgium, Germany as well, and the Netherlands as well. So, wow, my thoughts go out to the people who were the victim of those forces of nature. It was incredible to see. As I said, this is something we don't see in Belgium normally. And I think this thing is real. The environmental stuff with warming up the earth and all that stuff. But hey, that's not what I'm going to discuss here. No, because today there is something about board games to talk about. Because today they announced the winners of the Spiel des Jahres and the Kennerspiel des Jahres, which is of course a yearly competition where that's connected to the Spiel, the big convention in Germany, in Essen, and each year they announce three winners: the Kennerspiel, which is the more advanced board game; the Spiel des Jahres, which is more of a family game; and the Kinderspiel des Jahres, which already was announced who won that, and I cannot remember which one it was. I don't think it was one that I didn't know any of the three that were nominated, so but I'm here to talk about the other ones, the ones that most of us play. And first of all, we had the Spiel des Jahres, which is the most important one of all three of them, honestly. And well, it was between this game called Robin Hood. Oh, I forgot the entire title. The Adventures of Robin Hood, which is designed by Michael Menzel, who also did the Legends of Andor and all that. And it looks cool, but I haven't found it yet in Belgium, so I haven't played that myself. But it looks pretty neat. It has this campaign, and you have this board where you have tiles embedded in the board that you can flip. Yeah, it looks interesting. It's something new that I haven't seen before, but that didn't win. And then we had Zombie Teens Evolution, which is a follow-up to Zombie Kids, I believe, which I haven't played yet. I haven't bought it yet because it's, most people say it's also a little bit for kids, and you can play it as an adult as well, but mostly joining the kids and guiding a little bit and helping them a little bit. So I don't think it's really a family. Yeah, well, your kids are family, of course, but it's on the edge of kids game and family game, I believe. But the winner was this one here, Micro City, the Micromacro Crime City. That's how you pronounce it. Very interesting game. You could argue if this is really a game, because what you're doing in this game, you have this huge map, huge paper map here. I'm going to just show you a little part that you can see. If it folds up completely, maybe, it's big, which has all these cartoony, it's a big city with all these cartoony drawings on them, so it's a very vibrant city. And you have a bunch of scenarios that are with cards in these small envelopes, and each scenario is an investigation. Something happened and you're figuring out what happened. And the cool thing is, you're going to maybe the first say, well, there was someone murdered at the ice cream stand, and then you go and look for the ice cream stand, and you see a body, of course, and then you have to figure out by maybe retracing their steps where they were and finding out who was the murderer, why it happened, and all that stuff. So it can feel more like an activity. Now, I haven't played all the scenarios yet. I have maybe half of them, which are the easier ones, and they're pretty easy for adults. There is a variant where you don't read the cards and you have to figure out everything yourself, which might be more interesting. I don't know. I haven't tried it, but it feels like an activity. You are standing around the table, around this big map, tracing back the steps of all these funny characters in this city. Is it a game? Yes, it is a game, but maybe it's more like an activity. But it is unique, it is special, and it is it is like Finding Waldo a little bit, but in a different fashion, and it is fun. It is a cool one, and I guess it probably deserved to win. I know Ignacy Cevicek of Portal Games. He said it was going to win even before people really knew about this game. So kudos to Ignacy. He knows the Spiel des Jahres, what they like. Then we have the Kinderspiel des Jahres, which is maybe a little bit less important, but there are some cool titles that were in. It was a big contest. Now, the first one was a little bit of the oddball here. It was Fantasy Realms, which is an awesome, cool drafting game where you're trying to, well, you start with 7 cards in your hand. I believe it's 7, and at the end of the game, you still have 7 cards, but you try to have 7 cards that will score you the most. Because all these cards have scoring abilities, and a lot of them interact with each other, so you're trying to find a way to get the best hand of cards to score you the most points. I love this game. It is so good. It is just a deck of cards, 53 cards, so not a lot of cards, but it's so well done. But it wasn't a new game. It was a game that has already been released for a couple of years, probably first time in Germany, why it was still nominated. So I guess it's good that it didn't win, but it was cool that it was nominated. And talking about Ignacy, I once gave him a copy of this game at UK Game Expo because I liked it so much and I wanted to give something back, and he liked it as well. That's said. Now, the one that I thought was going to win because it had so much buzz last year and people are loving this game, and we're quite fond of it as well. That's the Lost Ruins of Arnak, which is kind of a merge between a deck builder and a worker placement. The deck building is limited, but there is some deck building in this game. It has cool artwork and great team. It has a couple of things that I like less. The focus on the expedition track, for example, it might be too much, which is a little bit too abstract for such a beautiful setting. But besides that, it is a very well done game and we're liking it. We recently played it with some friends as well, now that we finally get to see some more people, and they enjoyed it as well because they wanted to play it again the time after that. So it is one that's doing very well, and I really expected it to win, but it didn't because it was beaten by another cooperative game. So Micromacro Crime City is a cooperative game, of course, but this one won the Kinderspiel des Jahres. Paleo, however you want to pronounce it, is a cooperative game where you have a bunch of modules and you always combine 2 of them, I believe, and in a way you're trying to each have the half of a deck of cards. Well, if you play 2 players, that's how we played it, and each time you draw 3 cards and you choose one of those 3. Well, you don't look at the front of the cards, you see what it might be. You see a mountain, you see a forest, you see a danger, so you know, oh, maybe in the mountains I can find stones, or in the forest I can find some wood, or some food because we need food, or there's a deer on the water, maybe at the water, maybe we can hunt it. So each player chooses one of the top 3 cards, you both reveal it, and then you have to figure out how you're going to deal with those cards. But you don't know everything, so each time you go through new cards and you find out new things, and you know what to expect a little bit more. So because you're going to go to that deck multiple times, while each night phase you have to eat, or you have to keep yourself warm, or you have to do other things. You can find new members for your clan that help you, but they need food, of course. Suddenly, and every one of those modules is different. Those scenarios, they are very different. There's one with a river where you have to follow the flow of the river and find fine and very interesting, but you don't want to do it too fast because the cars in the river, well, not the cars in the river, but the cars that represent the river are pretty tough sometimes. They can hurt you really bad, but it's kind of a timer, and the longer you take with crossing that river, the more you have to spend to feed your people and to do other things. So really good cooperative game, and I really advise it. I didn't think this was going to win, but congratulations to Peter Rustemeyer, who is the designer of this game. I've got the Dutch version, the 999 games. I don't know who the normal English publisher is, or the German publisher, but a very cool game. So congratulations to Paleo and Micromacro Crime City for winning the very prestigious award. They're super prestigious. They're very important for the industry, and if you win one of those, it's just big. But also if you're nominated, that's also a big deal. So congratulations to all the ones that didn't win but were nominated, because they're all awesome games. The one that I know, of course, because as I said, I haven't played all of them, but I've read and heard good things about those. So again, congratulations to those games. What do you think of this year's Spiel des Jahres winners? Do you think it was the correct choice that they made? Do you think other games were overlooked and that is scandalous? Let me know in the comments below as well. What do you think of these games that won, that didn't win? Let me know in the comments below. And I hope you, besides that, you will have a great week. And I hope to see you soon. See you somewhere in the future. Bye bye.